Res Arcana, game from Tom Lehman from Sandcastle Games. And who can be indifferent to this cover here, where we have the different rules that come in the game, some dragons, some fire dragons, ice dragon or something, water dragon, and the Arcana. They're representing here the kind of essences that the game brings, which are the resources. And the art from the cards is also very appealing. So I'm going to show you what is in the box, as well as on future videos, the expansions that will not be covered on this video. Okay, so we start with the manual that occupies the whole box. As you can see, perfect square for inside the box. The components, this game is basically cards, and the essences is a card game. And the style of the manual is like looking like an old kind of scroll parchment. Each player will have some actions in the turn, which I'll explain in the future. And it's very quick and very fast, as you can see. Okay. Then you have this box that is insert that fits in the other insert that comes out, where you have the different essences, which are resources. And so the different colors also have different meanings. It's not, you can call it the blue, the red, etc. But basically, if you want to deep dive in whatever everything is, so this looks like a drop, but it's not water. It's calm, the death, the essence of death, the essence of life, the essence of Elan, which I don't know what it is, to be honest, and gold here as a resource that is wild. Okay, so if you remove this and you put on the table available for everyone, then below you also have these big thick cards. This one is the setup guide and the round summary, where it describes all the phases that every player goes through. And then the base game comes with not 5 but 10, because they have double sides. Okay. These are called the places of power, and they will be on the table according to the number of players. There's going to be a number of them, and you can, by paying these essences, you can grab them and have them giving points and actions and powers to yourself as a player. Okay, so we have things like the Sacred Grove, where you see a forest there, costs a lot of green essence, and on the other side there's the Alchemist Tower, something that looks like coming from the Lord of the Rings. And we also have the Coral Castle. Looks like an underwater thing, but it requires the same number of 3 different resources. But speaking of underwater, there's the Sunken Reef that costs 5 of water. It's not water, it's calm. I'd like to show the art here. So the Cursed Forge, another thing that comes straight off Lord of the Rings, right? There's huge forges and requires lots of red, of course, and black. And the Door Mine. So this is very based on Lord of the Rings, because you know what I'm gonna say, right? This looks like exactly like that. Yes. And there's some gold on the cost to build this, so to buy that. And the Dragon's Lair. Wow. It should be, gets a bit of everything, and it combines with the dragons. Then the Sorcerer's Bestiary, also a bit of everything. The last one, the Catacombs of the Dead, strong on the black death essence, but on the other side you get the Sacrificial Pit. Okay. So the game recommends, you see there, like, one of them is like the red side, and then the other one will be the blue side. There's a recommendation for the first game, but then later on you can just randomly choose. Game also comes with this first player token, which is worth 1 point in the end if whoever has it. And these are called the magic items, which you'll be able to choose one of them during the game, and I will explain why, but just to show you the transmutation, the research, which allows you to, let me tell you what these do. So you can tap them and exchange 3 resources for 3 other different resources. You see the pentagon, the pentagram, pentagon, yes, it's pentagon. It's this symbol here, the resource thing, but you cannot exchange by gold, so gold is forbidden. That's transmutation when you do the alchemist trick, but not with gold. Research, where you tap, you expand and you draw a card. The Divination, which you tap it to draw 3 cards, add to them your hand, and then you discard other 3. Good for getting different cards. The Protection, which whenever you need to destroy green, which is life, you can ignore by protecting with this. And this just gives you 1 resource of each. No, one of those two. One of those two. Reanimate, you can exhaust back a card, because cards will have powers as well, like these. And then Alchemy. Well, Alchemy, that's not transmutation, right? It's different. We can see the difference now. Transmutation and Alchemy. Alchemy, you waste 4, but then you get 2 gold, which is more powerful because it works like wild resource. You see a lot of resources here, but inside the game comes with these multiplier tokens, which you can use them to expand the number of tokens you have. And then the last component that the game has, which are the cards. Not a lot of them, as you can see. These are the only cards in the game for a box this big, but the box is good because it's already it was already thought in a way that could hold all the expansions. So this deck of cards will increase because the expansion can all go in and you play with everything. So 4 reference guides, which will explain all the symbols that you can see through all the cards. Then there are 3 different types of cards: the Mage Cards, the green ones, the Monument Cards, these, and the Artifacts. I'll start by showing you the Mage Cards, which basically are the characters that you represent in the game. Randomly in the beginning, you choose one, or you decide how you want to do it. So this guy will give you this power throughout the game, and that power there. So this means that in the beginning of your round, you can get 1 resource of this type here. And then the power of the Seer allows you to draw 3 cards. You can reorder them and put it back. So you can do that on any deck that you have to draw. Okay. So the Seer allows you to see into the future. The Witch allows you to untap a card. Oops, I lost my Seer. The Duelist allows you to, spending black, to pick up gold and put on a card to be used. Then the Transmuter taps +2 resources, and then you get 3 instead of 2. So this is just a multiplier. Gives you 1 resource for free. The Healer just protects you from when you need to lose life. Tap him to ignore the life loss. It's not really life because there's no hit points here. It's a resource called life, which is a type of resource that could be targeted by specific cards. I think it's the only resource that has, because it's called life, has that kind of targeting. Then the Scholar. You tap it, waste a resource to draw a card. The Artificer. Place artifacts at, these I think are the monuments. Place artifacts, so place cards at, no, you pay 1 less resource to play, that's it, because as you will see, the artifacts, they will have a cost. You see the symbol there, that's that. And so you pay 1 less, but cannot be gold. So things like this, you still need to pay 2, but things like this, you can pay 1 less, and you choose. The Alchemist. Tap, spend 4, you get 2 gold, so it comes with the power of the Alchemist, a magic item, or you just tap, spend to get a resource. Wow, it's very powerful. It looks more powerful than the Transmuter. The Transmuter gives you need to have 2 to get another one, and this one you just need to tap it to get 1. Strange. Then the Druid gives you life every turn, and then you tap to untap an animal. So some cards will have types, and there's going to be animals, and the Druid interacts with the animals. And the last one is the Necromancer, which you tap, you lose 2, or it's the same thing as you spend 2 resources to get 3 black ones on a card, which could be this one, because this one will allow you to take a resource from here. That's it. Then there is a deck here called the Monuments, where these things are going to be available for you to buy. You will have a deck and then 2 of them visible. Once you buy, you get another one. So these are like the wonders in 7 Wonders because they cost some money to do. They will be giving points in the end of the game and they will have a power throughout the game. So for example here, the Hanging Gardens gives you 1 point in the end of the game. And then during the game, you can put 3 resources. You can take 3 resources out of here, except gold. Okay, so it's a place for you to deposit resources when your engine produces. You can put up to 3 here. You can put whatever you want here, but you can take 3 every turn. So it's a good place for you to have your resources because it allows you 3. Then the Solomon Mines, you tap it and you generate a gold. And it's also 1. The Temple allows you to get life and it protects you from losing life. Temple. The Mausoleum, you waste a resource to put a black on a card. So remember those symbols here? That's the arrow pointing to a card. So it's into this card. You need to put into this card. So if you see the symbol without the arrow, it means any card. It's called component here. It's component of the game probably. So you need to place it here. Okay. So then there must be another card somewhere where you can interact to take those resources out of there. We'll see those cards. The Colossus, that's why I'm saying that this is very similar to 7 Wonders because we were seeing all the wonders here. Colossus, you tap it, you waste a resource, and then you can put a gold here, so it protects the gold. The Library of Alexandria, would it be? No, it doesn't look like the Alexandria one, so you just tap it and draw a card. As simple as that. I need cards, tap, that's it. The Obelisk, oh, that's a cool one. The Obelisk within the middle of the storm. When you buy it, it gives you 6 resources, no gold included. That's it. The Golden Statue, react to check victory. So this is react is like you tap and you check for victory, but then you need to pay 3 golds and it gives you 3 points if you check for victory. Basically, by victory, it means you need to achieve a certain amount of points, which I believe are 10. With the expansion, it changes to, if I'm not mistaken, 13. So you can trigger that to be checked immediately because it only happens in the end of the turn. You can check that immediately if you're in condition. So if you have like 7 points, all the others have less, and you trigger it, you check, you get 3 extra because you're checking. It means that you go to 10, you are eligible for victory, you win the game. So this is a very tricky monument. Oh, the pyramids, of course. What else from the 7 Wonders? It's no powers, they just give you 3 points. So exactly like 7 Wonders, the pyramids have no powers, they just give you more points. You have the same thing here. And the Oracle, draw 3 cards, reorder, the same thing as we've seen a magic item or some kind of power there, the sea or whatever, but gives you 2 points. Then, what can you build to build your engine? You can build the Ring of Midas. So there's always a cost here for you to pay with resources that you take from your card. And then if you pay, then this stays in front of you. And if you pay 2 life, you get a gold, put a gold here, or if you tap it, you put a gold here. So this is very good because you could do both if you're clever. So you can put a gold and then you tap. Because once you tap, the card is not usable anymore. But if you do this first and then that, you can do both. You can generate lots of gold. That's why it's the Ring of Midas. And don't forget, this also is worth points in the end of the game. So every card you do is a path towards victory because they will be worth points. Oops, I jumped something here. The Chalice of Life. That's the Grail, the Holy Grail. 3 essences, and then you pick up blue and green essence from here. But if you spend 2 blues, you put a blue in life. So see how the game works here? You have 2 blues, you waste them and you get them back, but also you get a life on this card, which you can pick later on. So this is like using water to generate life. And then it also protects if you get attacked. I think the cards are all upside down. The Treant. Life and fire to allow you to take 2 lives, and then you can tap to gain a fire equal to the death of 1 rival. So if someone is betting on black and you just bet on this one, which is considered an animal card, and you tap it and you get fire equal to the amount of death that an opponent has. The Fountain of Youth gives you life, of course, but if you waste death, then you can have water and life on this card. So your engine needs to combine with all these cards because you need to generate things from one card to be used on another card, to be able to generate it by the places of power, etc. The Dancing Sword. Dancing Sword can react to losing life by wasting fire. Fire? Why am I calling this fire? It's Elan. And you ignore and you also gain death. So it puts death here. The Dancing Sword. Then the End of Glory, which looks like a candle. You tap it and you get 2 deaths, and all rivals get 1 death. So you generate for you and for everyone else. Now, a dragon, a kind of animal, a dragon here, very expensive, still worth 1 point, but then you tap it and all rivals, they lose 2 lives. But rivals can discard 1 card from their hand to ignore, so you can protect yourself by losing power of cards. The Sacrificial Dagger, you tap, you lose a life to get 3 death on these cards. And then by destroying one of them and discarding a card, you get the resources from the discarded card into resources. You get the symbols in resources, so that's why it's Sacrificial Dagger. You sacrifice cards to turn them into resources. Very good, very good. Could not be gold, so gold is not allowed. Hawk, another animal. Draw 3 cards. Lots of cards that allow you to draw 3, reorder, and then you put water here, and you draw a card. You don't put water here, you just destroy 2 waters that you have, and this one gives you 1 water, and that's it. The Dragon Bridle. Dragon Bridle, that's an harness, right? Place a dragon, so you can put a dragon in the game costing less 3 resources, and it doesn't say gold is forbidden, so probably, unless none of them requires gold, which would be the case. And then you can react to a dragon power by ignoring, for example, that dragon power that everyone loses life, etc. So with the Dragon Bridle, you are protected against that. Oh, it's really the water dragon, not the ice dragon. Tap it, all rivals lose 2 life, and you may choose to lose a life, of a red one, to ignore that. I guess the dragons are all aggressive to minimize what other players are trying to do. The Prism, 0 on cost. Then you tap it, you destroy, and you get 2 different ones, or you tap, as mentioned here, you destroy X identical essences, so you destroy like 2 greens to produce the same number of another. So here you just destroy 1 to get 2, but you can destroy more than that, equal, to convert them into other things except gold, as you already know. The Dragon Hack just costs 1 gold, and you destroy the card to place a dragon costing -4. So it's that intermediary step for bringing the dragon, or you just keep it and it's 1 point. Flaming Pit, generating fire, and then you lose life to get fire and death. The Philosopher's Stone, a bit of everything, then you tap, you destroy 2 plus 2 of the same to generate, not 2, anything to generate a gold. That's quite an expensive. Gold is very powerful, but you need to destroy 3. 3, that's, you destroy 2 plus 1 to get a gold. No, but then it's X. Okay, so you destroy 2 plus any number of the same to generate any number of the same into gold. Okay, so that's how the Philosopher's Stone works. It's, again, alchemy. Oh, the Sea Serpent. So this is both a dragon and both an animal. Dragon and creature. Tap it and all rivals lose 2. But they may destroy an artifact, which is one of these cards. to ignore, and it doesn't come from your hand, so you need to destroy them from the game. It's destroy artifact, not discard the card. Then the Fire Dragon, the same as before, but then rivals can ignore water. The Bone Dragon, same as before, but they can use death to ignore. 3 of life, tap. All rivals get 1 and you get 3. And you can lose life to ignore. It's strange because it's if you lose 1, you ignore 1. No, but you can imagine that somehow it triggers you to lose more than 1. You just need to lose 1. Doran's Pickaxe gives gold because it picks in a mine. Oh, there's a Nightingale, just worth 1 point. Very simple. The Guard Dog, fire, you can untap a card. And then also protects you from losing life. Jewel Statuette. Tap 3 deaths and rivals get a death, and then you destroy to get 2 golds. The Vault. If gold is left on this card, then you get 2 resources when you need to pick up resources. So it generates you 2 of any kind. And it's worth 0 points in the end of the game, this one. No points. But it generates 2 free resources. You just need to leave a gold there. And you can tap it, put a gold there. So if you tap it, put a gold, then on the next turn, if the gold is there, you get 2 resources. And you can choose which one. Very good. That's why it's worth 0 points. The Magical Shard. 0. And it just gives you a free resource every turn. That's the best card to have in the beginning of the game. It's like a Lotus Battle on Magic. Fiery Whip. Gives fire to everyone. Chalice of Fire untaps cards and gives you 2 fire. That's why it says Chalice of Fire needs to give fire. Waste Fire to get 3 fire 0 on this card, and then you tap and you spend 3 fires. I keep calling this thing fire to place a dragon costing 0. First you spend 2 to put 3, then you tap it. You can do this in the same turn, because you can first do this, and you put 3, and then you tap and you destroy those 3 to put a dragon 0 cost. So you can put a dragon costing 0, just 2 fires. Wow. 2 fire gives you. And if you have more dragons, you can repeat the play again with more dragons. Celestial Horse. 2 resources, but could not be death or gold. The Cursed Skull. Tap, lose life, 3 resources. Athanor. Lose life and tap to put 2. And then tap 6 on the cards to give you a plus more to give you gold. That's similar to what we've seen before. But this one looks more expensive than what we've seen before. Because you need to spend at least 6 on the card, plus any resources to generate gold. Helvish Bow. Tap, everyone loses. Tap for a card. The Crypt. Tap to give 2 deaths and tap with a death to place one of your discards. Oh, the cards that you discarded. You can play with this card as well. Windrop Man. Strange. Elemental Spring gives you one of each. The Earth Dragon. You can choose gold to ignore the damage. A Mermaid. Tap, lose one of any to put the essence spent on a card. So you can put anywhere the essence, anywhere. So the one that you use here, you can put on another card. It's a good way for you to move around cards. Corrupt Altar, move around essences, sorry. Produces fire and gives you resources. Hypnotic Basin. Tap to get this equal to the rival's fire, and the last one with the Horn of Plenty. Tap to get 3 of any kind or just a gold. No points. Cool. So I've shown you all the components inside. So now let's see how the game works. So this is how the game looks when you're playing. I just have my board here. So you have the market for the places of power available, then the magic items, there's the deck for the monuments with 2 of them available. And for the sake of this as a demonstration, I chose the seer here as being my mage. And I also already have an artifact that I decided to put here just for an example. Then in the beginning of the setup, also all the players have the chance to choose one magic item. I choose this one. That's for the sake. So the first thing you do, the first step is to collect the essences. You start as well with 5 essences, 1 of each, that are available for you to start building your own cards. But then in the collect phase, you go and fetch the essences that your cards or your mage already gives. So I would get there a blue from this mage, and then I would get a green from the supply, a green and a black here, which would go to my pool, right? Then with this pool, I can start doing stuff. So what I can do is I can place an artifact by paying the cost, and then it would go here to my artifact list, and then the power will be available and the resources for the collect phase. What you also could do is, if you have enough money, you can buy one of these places of power. So the cost is similar to the artifacts. You buy by playing this, and then it comes to your side. And then you have available 1 resource every turn, as also the power and also the points for the end of the game. Another thing that you can do is you can discard 1 card for 1 gold or for 2 other resources. It's a way for you to get rid of cards that you don't need and convert into resources. You can also buy the monuments by paying the cost, and they come to your play area like this, and then there's another one that comes out and stays there available for the other players. Another action that you can do is you can tap cards to use their powers, okay, or use powers in general, which could be also from these items, or could be for the places of power, could be from the monuments, okay? And if you don't have anything else to do, then you can pass. And if you pass, then the first thing is you get the first player token. If you are the first to pass, you can get, or you keep the first player token. Remember this thing, which is worth 1 victory point. In the last round, you can keep it to be worth 1 victory point. And then what you do is you swap this item that you used for another one that is available there to be picked. Okay, so remember, some of them will be on the hands of the other players. So if you really want one of these items, you should pass first to get it, and it will be available for you in the end of the game, in the next round. Then the last thing that it happens in the end of the round is to check for victory. If any of the players has 10 victory points at this moment, that player wins the game. Okay, this changes with the expansions, but the base game, the trigger is on the 10 victory points, which come from these symbols that you have. And if there is a tie, then the player which has most essences in their pools wins, and gold is counted as 2 essences. So gold has that double victory power. So that's it. This was Res Arcana. If you're interested in the expansions, then you can find those videos as well in the channel, or you just wait for me to release them. But if you like the video, don't forget to hit that like button and consider subscribing. I have this huge playlist for board games, as well as for all the major card games out there. As well as if you like podcasts, I also have the podcast at Table Talks, where I'm interviewing people to get to know their profiles, their stories, their projects while playing board games online with them. So I definitely think that you'll find interesting content in the channel to consider subscribing and to be part of this community. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you on the next video. Goodbye.